Hey crafty friends, welcome to my day in the life 2021, or the first one this year, which happened on March 9th. I kept it pretty simple this year. I got Ali Edwards' kit with the album, and I'm going with black and white pictures this year. At the beginning of the day, when I was taking the first pictures, I did a little mistake, as I was taking pictures vertically, and so that's why I do have some about 4.25 inch photos next to the 4x6 photos. So when my brain finally realized that I need to take photos horizontally, half of the day was already had already passed. So, but I'm okay with that. So that now gives me the option to have different photo sizes in my album, which I do like, by the way. So fixed that little malfunction of my brain. So cutting the pictures here and then getting them sorted, as you will see in a little bit. For the first day in the life, I'm going with the 4x6 cards of the kit, and as you can see here, I'm just putting the cards into the pockets. I didn't take that much pictures actually, but they did match the journaling cards, so I'm okay with that. And now I'm putting in the photos where they should be. I've already sorted them, so I have like maybe 1 or 2 pages where I have the squared photos and the 4x6 photos. I think once or maybe twice. So my next step was to adhere the photos back to back, and I'm doing everything like going from front to back in the album, so that the next step I can go from back to the front and so on. So I'm just adhering the pictures now, and once I'm done with the last picture, I start cutting the photos, cutting the axis off, and you will see that in just a little bit. So of course, with the last photo, I had to take it off again and just put it back together. Sometimes it doesn't want to work. So as you can see here, this is my last photo, so I'm going backwards, like I said, cutting off the axis. And the next step is to put the photos into the album with my Power Punch, and as you can see, I have already put my journaling onto my journaling cards, and I used Word for that. I created text boxes in the size, added my journaling, printed it out once, and then had like a stencil or a shape where I could put the journaling cards down and print them. I know there are lots of tutorials on how to print on physical cards, so I think you just need to check YouTube for that. So that was pretty easily done. And you might notice also that there's some sunlight on the left side of this video as I started working. I think I worked on them on 2 different days. I don't remember. But I did this video session in the afternoon, and I forgot that the sun comes through the window, and yeah, that's why you will see the sun move across my crafty table here. So I've punched holes into all of my pictures, and now I'm using the chipboard tabs and I'm adhering them to the photos. So first my plan was to just add them to the 4x4 photos, but then I counted through and I said, well, I have enough pictures for all of the chipboard tabs, so I was able to use them all, which is good. So my initial plan was to just use it on the 4x4 photos so that it was easier to turn the pages. But then again, I made the choice to use all of the chipboard tabs on all of the pictures for easier turning of the pages. And in the end, I'm only left with these circle chipboard pieces, which is nice to use up stuff. And at the end of the video, you will also see that I do find a good second job for the tabs as well, not only for turning the pages, but, well, you will see in a little bit. So I used the transparency piece that was in the album, which has Ellie's handwriting, Day in the Life, on the cover, and I just added a 2021 because the second date will also go into this album, where I'm going to use the rest of the kit. So next up is my cover page for this day, again March 9th, and was going through the kit parts, looking at the phrase stickers as well as the speech bubble die cuts, and just trying a couple of things. Then I decided to just add the date first and then go from there. Yeah, just going through the album again, looking for inspiration. And well, it hit me. It hit me hard. You will see later in the video. So again, here I'm just adding a date stamp with StazOn ink, and because there was so much white space left of that little white box there where the date went in, I just added a piece of a phrase sticker there, and I call it done. So I wasn't really sure if I should use these speech bubbles, but then I thought, well, I really want to use the kit, so that's what I did. I got out my 3D foam dots and added some speech bubbles to the photos for a little bit of color pop. they, and like in this case, the speech bubble, it didn't really match, so I came up with a different idea that you will see in a little bit. And also you can see that I did not put a speech bubble on every single picture, just where the text and also the color scheme fit. So in this case, the speech bubble was, was kind of wrong. So I needed to turn it around, and that's what I did. And I just used the stamp that came with the kit and, stamped a phrase onto the back of the speech bubble. So to make it fit onto the page. That little speech bubble piece at the bottom, the original one was facing the wrong direction, and just by turning it and adding stamping to it, I made it fit. So trying to find more spots for the speech bubbles, but I decided I'm good. Don't overdo. So cleaning up a mess here, maybe with the next day in the life, we can use the speech bubbles. So here's the second job for the speech bubble. No, it's not speech bubble. For the chipboard tabs, I'm using Ali's stamp, where you can put in the time, her timestamp. And my idea then was to add the time right onto the chipboard tabs. And I tried it with the leftover, if the numbers would fit, and they did. So I just went ahead and stamped the time onto the chipboard tabs, and I think that was a really cool idea, because my initial idea was to just stamp on the photos, but that, I don't know, that's kind of boring, right? So, and also with the speech bubble die cuts on some of the photos, I didn't want to put too much onto the photos. So that's really it. And we are almost at the end here. All I'm doing now is cross out the little text thingy boxes that are at the top of the journaling cards. And as you can see, I'm always taking out both cards and then putting them back in. So, one last step I did was to add some chipboard hearts onto the speech bubbles, going sometimes with hearts that matched the speech bubbles, and sometimes they were just sometimes color-wise they were probably on the opposite side of the color wheel. I have no idea about the color wheel though. So thinking about adding another heart to the top, but then deciding against it. And I'm done with Day in the Life, the first day in the life in 2021, and let's have a little look through the album. And then, yeah, we're done. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time.